In the 2012 NFL season, we are in Week 5. The Minnesota Vikings coming off the bye week at 2-1, going against the Detroit Lions, who are 2-2, an early NFC North matchup. And this year, the division's looking very, very competitive, so it's sure to be a good game. Cunningham in the first quarter is picked off by Luis Delmas, intended for Sidney Rice. Detroit trying to capitalize with their 3-0 lead. Stafford looks over the middle, finds Javid Best, trying to get some offense going as they get over the midfield. 3rd and 9 now, Stafford trying to keep the drive going. He's going to find Calvin Johnson, who beats Antoine Winfield, and the Lions find themselves up by 10 in the first quarter. Detroit showing that they do not want to be at the bottom of the NFC North once again. So Cunningham is going to look for the screen pass and find Adrian Peterson, who's going to take it up past midfield for 23 yards into Lions territory. And later in the drive, a handoff to Adrian as he just punches it up the gut and scores a touchdown for the Vikings. Vikings cut the lead now to only 3. Now with 4 minutes left in the second quarter, Stafford finds Bryant Johnson for 14 yards and a first down, which will lead to a field goal. And now with 14 seconds left, Stafford looking for more. He's going to throw the ball deep, and it's going to be picked off. Madieu Williams making the catch, and he's going to take it up for a few yards, but he's going to give the Vikings an opportunity to throw a long ball of their own. So Cunningham's going to throw it to Sidney Rice, who isn't that fast, and he gets caught up at the 28-yard line. So Minnesota down by 9 going into the half. 3rd and 3 in the third quarter, a duck to Booker, and he's only going to get 2 yards when 3 was needed, and so they're going to have to go for the field goal attempt. But the Vikings take a risk, and Patrick Ramsey on the fake, it's tackled, and so Minnesota misses an opportunity to possibly cut into the lead. But it wouldn't hurt them that bad, as Cunningham would find Berrien on their next drive for a first down, and then Cunningham's going to throw it to Sidney Rice, who got a step on the defender on the play and gets it to the 2-yard line, leading up to an Adrian Peterson 2-yard touchdown. Adrian possibly looking to snatch that rushing title again this year. So Stafford now, with a 2-point lead, is going to find Calvin Johnson on the curl route for 15 yards. And he's going to hand it off to Javid Best on the next play, who's going to bust up the Vikings defense for 19 yards and another first down. On the following play, the Lions continue to gash a Minnesota run defense, which hasn't been the same since the departure of Pat Williams. And so on 3rd down, they try to give it to Best again, who fumbles. It's picked up by Madieu Williams. The Vikings look to have the ball, but Detroit's going to throw the challenge flag. From that view, it looked close. It looked questionable. But Detroit would retain possession and kick a field goal to take a 5-point lead. The following kickoff, Gabriel Owens makes his debut, and he's going to take a kickoff from the Vikings up to the 27-yard line, but he was shaken up on the play. He would have to leave the game. It's his second injury as a Viking, and he's a rookie. You don't want to see that from your rookie receiver. And so Cunningham, looking to cut back into the lead, finds Bernard Berrien, and then goes over the middle and can't find Lance Moore. The Vikings will be forced to punt, and now the Lions with an opportunity to start putting this game out of reach. Stafford is tackled on the play by Kevin Williams, who's having a monster year, and then overthrows Derek Williams. That would have been a big play, so Minnesota would take over, and Cunningham, showing shades of an ex-Cunningham for the Vikings, scrambles and throws it to Percy Harvin, who gets inside the 10-yard line. Big play on 3rd and goal. Tries to find Lorenzo Booker, but he can't hold on, and the Vikings are forced to kick a field goal. Detroit now up by 2, but picked off by Cedric Griffin. That throw was not needed by Stafford, and the Vikings take their first lead of the game on an interception return for a touchdown. Detroit now forced to play catch-up. Stafford on the play action, a nice pass to Jerome Felton, who gets 13 yards, close to midfield. Detroit threatening, and then sacked on the play by Vital Falls, the rookie defensive tackle. Big play there, and then Kevin Williams is going to bust up in the middle, and he's going to sack, his second sack of the day on Stafford. Stafford got really roughed up in this game. Stafford now on 3rd and 20, hit on the play. It's caught by Ray Edwards, and he is going to take it for an easy touchdown. Minnesota extending their lead now, and it's starting to look out of reach. Detroit now running out of opportunities. Stafford is going to look right, and he's going to throw it deep for Calvin Johnson. Their last chance, and it is tipped away by the Vikings, and Minnesota would hold on to win 31-19. Minnesota moves to 3-1, while Detroit drops to 2-3 in the Vikings' first divisional game of the year, and they're sure to have a lot more good ones this year. Adrian Peterson had a big day. No one's surprised about that. The defense once again comes up big for the Vikings and proves to be the main factor in their victory today. The NFC North race, though, is looking awful heated. The Vikings and the Packers are tied for first, but subscribe for the next game of the series when the Vikings take on the Oakland Raiders, and then they face the Bears and the Packers.